Eric, you want to take away with your top tip?
Yeah, well, first of all, I want to acknowledge the Travis had four top tips or more. Real overachievement or overachieving.
He stayed
Um,
within time though, and that's
but
that's really
that's more impressive. It doesn't really matter, I guess. It's top 3 minutes. Um, well, so I also wanted to I just love those really practical points that Travis brought up around the emails that you're sending from. I straight up rejected a client because their email was like businessname@gmail.com. And I didn't tell them I'm not going to work with you because you're not that professional. I just made it so it didn't work because that person's always going to be trouble. Anyways, moving on. So my top tip is to disrupt the tectators. Tectators is a word that I completely made up, and I own tectators.com in case anybody wants to collaborate on a project. Um, but at every camp entity, there is a person that is either inadvertently or on purpose has become the one person that solves the technology problems. And they become the silo of the only person that knows how to fix the printer, find the leads, talk to Google Ads, learn all these things. And in all times, but really in this current day, the way that technology is accelerating, everybody thinks they can get everything and it's all easy. And the reality is that it's not. It's not always clear and simple. And so my tip and guidance is to sort of visualize who controls what and how things get updated. And these sorts of lanes, uh, for me, often become inadvertent scapegoats. So I deal a lot with data collection and moving data from the registration system to a marketing CRM and following up with automation emails, text calls, and data around who's doing what. And it often becomes a failure point where, there's 13,000 contacts in the CRM. 100 have been marked and earmarked and activated as people that are wanting to come and call for a tour. They're earmarked for someone to call them, but the person that knows where those are isn't the person that's going to call, and so they kind of like shoo them into the corner. And so until you can get clear on who is doing what with the technology, you can't do the current day's tasks. And more importantly, as a sort of derivative of that, you're not going to be able to uh, proactively respond to what the landscape is shifting towards. And so, a really specific example of this is the way that SEO has shifted. So, there are lots of camps that I'm working with have seen the decline of a straight Google search bringing web traffic because there are AI tools. If you search for something in Gemini or ChatGPT, regardless of your ethical feelings on it, somebody else did. And so, especially with the average age of a day camp parent is now probably younger than the three of us. And so we're talking about hip, cool kids.
who are you
And
calling old?
so
Who are you calling?
I,
Keep
I
going,
mean, you
keep going.
called Travis the grandfather, dude.
No, but
Uh,
you're right though. I'm definitely the older parent right now when
I
I hang out.
mean,
Yeah.
uh-huh. So, anyways, my point is that if you don't have these lines of who's going to be the one that figures this out and how do they report it back and how do you solve these things, you're definitely not on the leading edge of generative engine optimization. You're not going to be able to adapt to that because you're still playing yesterday's game. And so that's something that emerged. I did a bit of data discovery that had a survey around how camps are using AI around tri-state. And it was amazing to me that the bigger the camp, the more likely that it'll be using AI, but a very, very small percentage of, over 100 camps are filled this out. Very small percentage actually have a plan for how they're developing things. It's all ad hoc. And not only is it all ad hoc, it's ad hoc and hidden. So program person searching over here, admin person searching over here, executive CFO person searching over here. And so this sort of everyone's becoming the next spectator. And so it's for me, this was kind of a funny way to describe um, clarity around who's solving which problems as they relate to technology and communication and basically everything that flows from that information. I yield my time to the senator from Long Island.
Yeah, no, no, that's not a good. We don't say those phrases anymore. Well done, well done. Travis, do you want to talk about Eric positively for a second?
You have to ask him positively.
Just
No,
adding
no,
some
to take my
framework in
turn.
there. Yes, yeah,
To
yeah.
take my turn. No, no. I listen. Eric does some really smart things, and why I appreciate and often recommend Eric is that he has done your job before. So I get so frustrated with people that do ads and technology integrations between registration systems that do not understand camp and cost camps thousands of dollars for completely wasted money. That will never happen with Eric. I trust him with that. I push my clients to him to do the stuff that's beyond my capabilities and the ad stuff which I don't want to do because I know that he gets people results and can show you how to keep changing things so it gets better and better.
Great,
Thanks
wonderful,
for saying
wonderful.
something nice. Dan had something. Dan had a loaded gun ready to go.
Yes,
Mm-mm.
yes, I did. No, sincerely, I think you're the only person I know that can hook up some of these technologies that are pivotal in our industry. And even if you're on, Daxico, even if you're on something that is big, Eric can often find a solution. I bring up Daxico because I know some camps can't control their camp software, and it's often like they're the director, but they also it's part of a bigger entity, and Eric can often, not often, can always finds a solution, which is great as well too. So,
Dude, Camp Doc just launched on the Camp Stack. We can do all sorts of things with Camp Doc now. So it's
yes,
like,
yeah, I know a
Nice.
lot. Oh no, I know a lot of Ys and Js are using Camp Doc now as well too. So,
yep.
that's great. Awesome.